breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Police investigation. The WRAL breaking news tracker is at the scene on Electric Avenue in Knightdale. The details we're trying to confirm from law enforcement.
Plus early morning crashes, what we know about the people involved in an overnight car wreck, and which ones could affect your morning commute.
And the newest information about your weekend. We're trending wetter for Saturday. I'll let you know what that means for your plans.
Good morning, everyone. 6 o'clock on your Friday. I feel like this week flew by.
It did.
Right? Thanks for joining us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Chris Levingood. I thought we were going to blink our eyes and then bam, we're already into next Friday. Who knows? It's going so fast. But not so fast, because we have to talk about what's happening this weekend. An hour-by-hour look at the rain chances for Saturday, Elizabeth.
You know, yesterday morning, it really looked like the rain wouldn't start until late afternoon into the evening, and we would have a good bit of dry time on Saturday. We're still going to have some windows of dry time on Saturday. We're talking 40 to 50%, but it does look like we could see the first wave of rain starting around sunrise instead of closer to sunset. So factor that into your plans on Saturday. We started to see that severe potential yesterday. We still have a level 1 risk from Raleigh northward and westward. It's not the bulk of the viewing area. Better chance of severe storms back to the west, but 1 or 2 storms could produce some wind damage Saturday evening. Visibility right now is looking pretty good. We have more moisture that's streaming in, so we're going to be watching for fog. We're not going to see any cold temperatures for the next 2 days, but winter makes a comeback by Sunday. I love these lights here in Franklinton. Right now it's 47 degrees. Our wind is about 6 miles per hour. Upper 30s for South Hill and Rocky Mount. Elsewhere, we're mostly in the low to mid 40s, and we're still on track to tie a record high this afternoon of 73. We'll talk about how quickly our temperatures drop by the weekend coming up.
Elizabeth, happening now at the WRAL Traffic Center, a traffic alert to tell you about in Durham this morning as a result of this crash right here on Highway 54 near Farrington Road that has that road closed in both directions. This is near I-40. So you have a couple of options as we widen out the view. Depending on where you're coming from, you might want to take Highway 15 over to I-40, or you might want to just get off on Barber Chapel Road, work your way to Farrington Road, and then back to I-40. Because we're being told that we probably won't reopen before 7:30 or so. We'll keep an eye on that. In terms of all the other major routes coming into the Raleigh-Wake County area, delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
We do want to turn over to that breaking news we've been following overnight. Police seen searching woods in Knightdale this morning with canines. The investigation was behind Park Place Apartments, that complex that's near Electric Avenue, if you're familiar. That's where we find Ali Kadhabar in the WRAL breaking news tracker this morning. Ali, that scene cleared what? Just a couple minutes ago, right?
Yeah, it's been about 30 minutes, and so that investigation wrapped up. It ran for about 3 hours. We saw police searching a wooded area next to an apartment complex, and this is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. You can see police taking out their flashlights and going through a patch of woods. We also saw forensics out here taking photos, gathering evidence as well. We saw detectives, a canine officer. We're working to find out exactly what they were looking for and why this investigation process started. We have reached out to Knightdale Police Department. We are working to find out exactly what happened here. Reporting live in Knightdale, Ali Kadhabar, WRAL News.
We're also working to learn what led to this vehicle crash into a home in northeast Wake County. This is video from Rollsville Road. You can see that exterior wall damage and debris all over the ground. We've reached out to State Highway Patrol to learn if anyone was hurt in this. We'll let you know when we hear back.
Right now, part of Sunnybrook Road in Raleigh is closed, and that's because a crash knocked down a utility pole. What you're seeing is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker from that scene. Raleigh police say that road will be shut down near Newbern Avenue while teams are making repairs. And if you're familiar, this is near WakeMed's Raleigh campus. There were only minor injuries from that crash.
A developing story in Portland, Oregon. A man and a woman were sent to the hospital after they were shot by Border Patrol agents. A federal law enforcement official says the agents were trying to stop a car yesterday evening. They say the car began to drive away, hitting an agent in the process. And that's when the agents started shooting. Federal officials say they believe the people in the car were tied to a Venezuelan gang. State and local officials say they are trying to figure out exactly what led the agents to open fire.
My message to the federal government is this: we demand transparency. We demand your cooperation with Portland Police and the Multnomah County DA, because we need to investigate this incident efficiently, and effectively so we can rebuild trust with our nation's government.
There is still no word yet on the conditions of the people in the car. Oregon's Attorney General announced a formal investigation, and the mayor has asked ICE agents to leave Portland until a full investigation is completed.
And Renee, we should mention that shooting in Portland happened just a day after an ICE agent shot and killed a woman in Minneapolis. And that led to protests across the country, including here locally. In fact, WRAL was at protests that were happening in Durham, Fayetteville, and Chapel Hill yesterday. Hundreds of people were in downtown Durham to protest the death of 37-year-old Renee Good. According to the Trump administration, that shooting was justified, and the federal agent was acting in self-defense. But people we spoke with at a local protest say they do not agree on this.
But we see it with our eyes, and we're outraged.
For the angle that she was driving, it doesn't make any sense that the agents were trying to defend themselves. That was a clear execution. I mean, everybody here that showed up believes that was a clear execution.
Demonstrators say they hope the ICE agent is prosecuted. Meanwhile, the Trump administration says that it is standing with ICE. Matt Mercer with the NCGOP responded to that shooting. He said, quote, "The NCGOP supports federal law enforcement, and the far left needs to stop obstructing and causing chaos in communities here in North Carolina and across the country."
Happening today, work is underway to expand Terminal 2 at RDU. This is part of a years-long expansion project for the airport. As we look live, WRAL's Heidi Kirk is live inside RDU this morning. And Heidi, good morning. Crews are taking their first steps in the construction process.
Renee, good morning. If you come here to Terminal 2, you'll notice behind me that you won't see very many changes. The arrival area looks pretty similar to how it normally does, but walk with me over this way. You'll notice this huge, big construction wall that they put up here, and that is the biggest change. It is dividing this area of the airport for where they're going to be doing that construction. And of course, as you mentioned, this is the first step in the airport's terminal expansion project, which is going to take place over the next several years. Now, if you take a look at your screens, you'll see here what it's going to look like when it's finished. Lots of improvements there. Now, this part of the project will expand the ticketing and international arrival areas, add security checkpoint lanes, and upgrade the baggage handling system. And again, as we've been mentioning, it's part of that larger terminal project that's expected to be completed in 2032 as part of the airport's $2.5 billion transformational project. Now, this area is going to be closed for that construction for the next 2 years, but airport officials have been telling us that it shouldn't disrupt anyone's process as far as coming here to the airport. You can still go check in as arrivals as you normally would. None of the security checkpoints are closed, but you will notice this big expansive wall here behind you looks a little bit different than it normally does. And of course, we'll be monitoring every step of the way during this entire project. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, live at RDU.
The killing of a Raleigh teacher has people across the state demanding action from lawmakers. Many of the state's top leaders agree that what happened to Zoe Welsh should not have happened, and there needs to be a renewed focus on mental health reform. The man accused of killing her, Ryan Camacho, has a lengthy history of mental health concerns, and a judge recently denied a request that he be involuntarily committed. Year after year, WRAL has reported on people in crisis waiting months for treatment or being housed in jails or emergency rooms because there's nowhere else to put them. Attorney General Jeff Jackson says things need to change.
When people see repeat offenders and a lot of this being tied to mental illness, they say it's completely unacceptable. And they're right. It is unacceptable. I think we have to have a conversation with the General Assembly.
Our NC Capitol team has spoken with the governor and other lawmakers, and there appears to be bipartisan support on this. Lawmakers return to session this spring. So many of you have sent in reported tips and your own questions about this investigation, the suspect, Ryan Camacho, and what went wrong. We're working to get answers for you, and we will keep asking questions until we get those answers. You can find our extensive reporting so far, covering many different angles, anytime on WRAL.com.
Tomorrow, the Carolina Panthers will face off against the LA Rams. And this weekend, more fans say that they'll be taking a train so they can be at Bank of America Stadium for that game. This morning, there are plenty of tickets still available for today and tomorrow. They are going to go for about $29 each way. The NCDOT Rail Division is expecting fans to use the train as their transportation to game day this weekend.
successful train service to the games throughout this season, and that's continuing now. We're really excited that the Panthers are in the playoffs, and we get another opportunity, to transport fans to another great game.
Now, the train ride takes about 3 hours compared to the 2.5-hour drive. In less than 10 minutes, we're going to break down the Panthers' underdog season and their playoff expectations.
Renovate or rebuild? Wake school leaders are deciding on the future of a historic Raleigh school. The debate about how to best revitalize the facility.
And talk about a dazzling weekend. We're going to tell you about the fun that is planned here locally in our Out and About segment.
And then, of course, I'm going to tell you that it looks like we're turning wetter on Saturday, unfortunately. It does not look like a soak or an all-day rain. I'll walk you through it coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, our big update this morning is the fact that it's looking wetter for Saturday. Instead of seeing the rain starting late afternoon or around sunset, it looks more like sunrise. Now, it may not completely ruin your day, but it does mean that you'll have to watch more closely. Make sure you've downloaded the WRAL app and you can follow along with the radar and find those pockets where it'll be dry. It's just a 40 to 50% chance of rain, and we're talking about under an inch. We really need a good soaker. This doesn't really look like it, but it may just be a little bit disruptive on Saturday. Right now, we're looking cloudy and on the mild side. 38 Wilson, 47 Durham, 44 in Fayetteville. So you may not need your heaviest winter coat. Our temperatures are above freezing and mostly in the 40s. Watching out for some patchy fog. Not seeing any visibility issues really. The visibility dropped down below a mile at Rocky Mount, but Rocky Mountain Mills is looking just fine right now. Expected to be cool in the 40s this morning, but we're still on track for a nice warm afternoon with a high of 73. Ken?
Weather traffic every 10 minutes, Elizabeth. We've got that traffic alert there on Highway 54 in Durham, particularly those eastbound lanes completely shut down right now. So if this is part of your morning commute, you have a couple of options. Maybe Highway 15 over to I-40, or you might want to just do Barber Chapel Road to Farrington Road and work your way back onto I-40 this morning, because we're being told probably not before 7:30 before that road reopens. But right now, short of a 1-minute delay coming in from Wake Forest, all other major routes into the Raleigh County area delay-free.
And happening now in the WRAL Live Center, a man accused of killing a healthcare executive is due back in court today. You may remember this man, Luigi Mangione. His lawyers are asking a judge to drop 2 federal charges. We'll show you some video now from the last time he was in court. His lawyers want a judge to dismiss 1 count of murder through use of a firearm and 1 count of what's called firearms offense. So he has pleaded not guilty, and that hearing is scheduled to happen this morning at 11 o'clock.
A lot of people will be watching for updates on that. Thank you, Kelsey. The future of a historic school is being discussed in Raleigh. Wake County school leaders are considering 3 different proposals to rehabilitate Ligon Magnet Middle School. 2 of those options would demolish the current building. Ligon was built in 1953 and replaced Washington High as Raleigh's only all-black high school during a time of segregated schooling. It was desegregated in 1971 and then later converted to a junior high school. The school district says that rebuilding the school actually would be more expensive than renovating it. However, at least one rebuild option would fall under the $140 million budget for the project. Many alumni want to preserve the history of the school, including its architecture. Others say it would be easier to modernize with a complete rebuild.
The Carolina Panthers will be playing the underdog in tomorrow's playoff game against the LA Rams. You've heard the talk, and so has the team. Vegas has the Panthers at a 10.5-point underdog at home, despite their upset win against the Rams in November. In that game, the Panthers forced 3 turnovers, including a pick-6, and a sack and forced fumble sealed the win. The Panthers know it won't be easy, but they are confident they can put together another good outing tomorrow.
It certainly was a lot of good football that made those things happen. Matt Stafford's a great player, and he's just not going to turn the ball over. You're going to have to force his hand, and we were able to in a couple opportunities. That being said, we still feel like there was a lot that we left out there. We certainly feel like we can play better and perform better than we did in that day, and we're going to need to, because this is a very good football team.
Kickoff for tomorrow is set for 4:30 p.m. You can watch the action on Fox 50, and we will have team coverage leading up to the big game. Ashley Rowe, Chris Lee, Pat Welter, and Sean Gallagher are in Charlotte today. They will have live reports this afternoon starting at 4 p.m. and pre- and post-game coverage tomorrow as well.
Dazzling lights and magic will be in our area this weekend.
It is time to take a look at WRAL's Out and About Best Bets. Cary is hosting its annual Under the Silver Moon Lantern Parade tomorrow. The event will be at downtown Cary Park. It will include handcrafted lanterns, live performances, and food trucks. This is video from the fun last year. That parade begins at 6 p.m. on France Square Lawn.
And there will also be stunning light displays at the Chinese Lantern Festival in Cary. Just so you know, this is the final weekend. This year, they are celebrating a decade of displays. The walkthrough experience features thousands of handcrafted illuminated lanterns in various themes. Tickets are available online, but just so you know, they are limited. This weekend is also your chance to catch Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. That's happening at the Durham Performing Arts Center. There are multiple shows this weekend through Sunday evening if you want to go. Tickets are available online and they start at $55. For more weekend best bets, you can go to WRAL.com and search Out and About.
And all new here at 6:19. Elizabeth, I noticed Tuesday now a WRAL Weather Alert Day.
Oh, you know what? It is not. So sorry, I was in the wrong spot there. So anyway, we are looking at, this is where we meant to start. Rocky Mount Mills is looking nice and quiet this morning. We have some cloud cover out there. Rocky Mount is the one spot where we started to see the visibility dropping just a little bit. And so we're looking at that creating just a little bit of an issue out there. We're going to check out Futurecast and check out what's going on out there. It's looking like we're going to end up with cloud cover for today, but definitely looking at the potential for some scattered showers as we get into the day on Saturday. Looking a little bit wetter than it was before, so just expecting to see that as a little bit of a change as compared to what we ended up with yesterday. Yesterday it looked like we wouldn't see rain until later in the day, but take a look at Futurecast here. Starting in the morning at around 4 o'clock, at 8 a.m., we're going to see some rounds of rain that are coming in. It's not likely to rain all day long, and this may be slightly overdone. This is definitely the most aggressive model that we have showing rain for Saturday. Then once we get into the evening and overnight, we'll see the cold front coming through, and when that happens, that'll bring us our best chance of some severe storms. More likely that we'll have severe weather well to the west and south around New Orleans, parts of the deep south. We could see some isolated tornadoes and possibly some wind damage. Just a small chance for us from Raleigh northward and westward during the evening and overnight when the front comes through. Our rain chances for this evening are really low at 20%, just a 50% chance on Saturday, and then into very early on Sunday. Our chance for rain, of course, is starting earlier, and our chance for more precipitation is bumped up just a little bit. We're still only looking at 1/10 to 1/2 an inch, and boy, do we need it. Yesterday, when the drought monitor came out, parts of our viewing area, 6 counties, went under severe drought, so we could definitely use the rain. Still on track to be near record highs both today and tomorrow, but expect the temperatures to start warm on Sunday and begin to fall through the day. Ken?
All right, let's see what's happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Boy, we got a real troubled spot along Highway 54. There are a couple of things happening. Just recently, an overturned vehicle on Highway 54, or Raleigh Road, if you will. Right near the Friday Center Drive, they've got an overturned vehicle. We're not seeing any delays in that particular area, but just watch for some police activity as well. This other traffic alert, Highway 54 in the eastbound lanes are shut down right now because of a crash. It's near Farrington Road, not far from I-40. So your best bet this morning, if you have a couple of options, take Highway 15 as an alternate route, or you can get off on Barber Chapel Road, work your way over to Farrington Road, and then back to I-40. I'll keep monitoring this and let you know how it's going to continue to affect your morning commute. But you're heading out the door. Tune us in, 101.5 HD3.
Thank you for that, Ken. Your time is 6:21 this morning. Funding in jeopardy. The Trump administration is threatening to block millions of dollars for funding for North Carolina roads. Why the president says he may withhold that funding.
Celebrating a milestone, the impact Raleigh's Pay As You Can Cafe has made, and looking forward to more years and more meals. The popular Raleigh Cafe, a place at the table, celebrated 8 years. The Pay What You Can Cafe served cake, handed out balloons, and thanked the community that made it all possible. It opened on January 8th, 2018. They offer breakfast, lunch, and baked goods to everyone, no matter what customers are able to pay.
This community has continued to carry us through and has continued to keep us alive and support us and come and eat here, donate, volunteer, and we truly just couldn't be more grateful.
They say the support is still growing, one plate and one neighbor at a time.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
Big headlines sweeping the music world.
And to talk all about it, we have Ken Smith here now. And what's trending?
Yeah,
Ken?
Chris, let's start with Bruno Mars releasing his newest single, the song I Just Might. He will be part of his newest album, The Romantic. It drops February 27th. And by the way, Bruno Mars will be touring for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah, he'll be stopping in Charlotte at Bank of America Stadium in April. The pre-sale for tickets starts next Wednesday at noon.
A lot of people will be at their computers.
He's such an entertainer.
Yeah. So listen, Taylor Swift is trending this morning. She's leading the charge for the iHeartRadio Music Award nominations. She garnered 9 nominations, including Artist of the Year and Pop Song of the Year for Fate of Ophelia. Other top nominees this year include Sabrina Carpenter and Bad Bunny.
Yeah, Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl halftime show, if I'm not mistaken, so you got that. But fan voting for the awards is happening now, and that award show is on March 26th on Fox 50, so you can watch.
Good time.
Thanks,
Ken, thank you. Much more news to come in our next half hour. Police investigation. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker is at the scene on Electric Avenue in Knightdale. The details we are trying to confirm from law enforcement.
And we're talking about early morning crashes, what we know about the people involved in overnight car wrecks, and which ones could affect your morning commute.
And this morning, we're trending wetter for Saturday. I'll show you what time the rain could start and how you could find some pockets where you could be outside.